Hello, my name is Ethan, and welcome back to another episode of Path of Exile Necropolis League 3.24. In this episode, I'm going to tank Sirus Storms. Are you ready? So, we made this. I'll go through it right after, while we're in the Sirus Storm. Let's go in. Let's leave my shit out there, and let's go through it. So, this is a Sirus Storm. You can see outer deatomization storm, inner. That's what it says. It says your integral anatomical structure is being ripped apart until you die, and that's just what it says on both. So then you may be wondering, are you pressing any buttons? No. Here, I'll even open chat. I'm not pressing anything. No. And then, how does it work? How are we doing it? How did you tank it? Just no CI. This is life version. We don't have a life flask. We're no cheesing. This is just mage blood. Not even clicking the fifth flask. So no like flask gen. It's actually 100% uptime. So okay, started off. You can already see the endurance charges. You can see the call to arms. There's a few things. Let's go through some of it. So let's first show the regen. It's 3,400, and then you can see it spiking. So there's multiple sources of extra ways to get regen, but you can see it go to 4,700, the 7,000, and 8,000. Like what? 90 reses. 75 chaos. It's Arakalli. Okay. Super fizz damage reduction. Like crazy. Actual. Okay. Big regen. Okay, ready? So then, 5 endurance charges. Call automated enduring cry. Staying at full life. Minions alive with this many. Okay. When you look at the... Yo, stop. Okay, when you look at the build, you actually... Oh, I forgot to put these back in after I, Right. I had to respawn them, but, because I just killed my zombies at one point, but it was fine. Okay, so, you can see the whole build, actually. It's still the doppelganger, the boots, the glove, the helmet, the wands, and everything. I didn't, like, cheese it really hard. And so then... Well, we even kept the clusters. I just spent a lot of points in... I took out a lot of points I don't need for this. A lot of damage, a lot of stuff I don't need. And then what we actually did is we took this regen, so Surge of Vigor. We took the extra endurance charge. We took this whole Wheel of Combat stamina for tons of regen. Life. This is tons of regen on the travel and the one in the back. We had to take this Warcry for the cooldown recovery rate of the Warcry, and then Warcries have a minimum of 10 power. This was one of the most important things. So this... Oh, I have an extra jewel socket. I beat it. Easy. Okay, so this Warcries have a minimum of 10 power. Makes the call to arms enduring cry. Let me just show it. Call to arms enduring cry. So this makes it give you endurance charges 2 every time. And then it gives you extra physical damage reduction for the endurance charges. And then the Giga regen for 1 second. Buff duration doesn't increase that. It only increases the physical damage reduction duration. So I could have gotten more in duration to make that useful, but then instead, to get more physical damage reduction, I took an Empower 4 to my Stone Golem and my Chaos Golem. So the Chaos Golem hit a benchmark of 30, so it gets 6 physical damage reduction, and then all the buff effect. So it was multiple percents extra. The extra regen from the Stone Golem getting it to 30, because I didn't need to have the Guardian's Blessing haste for standing in a storm. And then I also took this Hardy regen node, which is life regeneration rate and 1.8% regen, which was like a ton of regen. Then there was all this regen and regen flat recovery mastery. We had the 1 max fire so that I didn't need to use introspection, that clustered to get the 1 max fire to get the 90 fire res. And then I did the extra max endurance charge. We did some jewels just for life and res because I took out all the jewels to save all the points, all the clusters, so all the res. So I just filled them in. So that's why I didn't need the extra one, because I already had enough, because the Enduring Cry is actually giving us res. And this was actually without Commander of Darkness. I tried Plaguebringer. I don't think this even works, but I used it. I don't think it works, though, because I don't think the storm counts as a nearby enemy. It doesn't glow green, but I kept on the aura effect just so I would still have the 90 res. And then yeah, took all that regen, 5 endurance charges, this regen, this regen, this regen, regen, life, and regen, life. So you could just see Giga recovery. We mitigated a lot of physical and Alien chaos, and then I'm using Tukohama for the physical damage reduction while stationary in the regen, and I did Arakalli to reduce the dot, and get the chaos res against dot. And then you could see we even have enough mana. So then for this, I also took out auras so that we could take out all those clusters of all the reservation to make this work. We needed all the points. Obviously, we like, what's the point to make me tank it even further though? Because I already did it. So then I just kept Purity of Fire, Vitality, Determination. I took out Haste, Grace, and I'd also took out the Immortal Call setup and the block chance reduction support, just a bunch of shit I didn't need. Defiance Banner. I kept the Determination, though, because you would be like, but that's armor, it doesn't help. Okay, but I had Watcher's Eye I swapped, because our old Watcher's Eye was the Haste, phasing, the physical damage from hits taken as fire damage with Purity of Fire. And so that didn't work either. So I just got straight up 8% physical damage reduction with Determination, and then the life recovery rate from Vitality. Obviously you could divine this to 15 and 8, but I already did it and I didn't have to spend more. And I went mainly for I rolled the 8% physical damage reduction because I wanted the mitigation to make all the recovery way better, where the life recovery rate's also similar, of like it'll buff all my life regen because I barely have any sources of life recovery rate. And that's how we got so much. 8k at the peak. It's insane. Tanking Sirus Storms legitimately in 3.24 Necropolis League. No voices, no adorned, not even completely scuffing everything. I'm so proud. I was working on this for weeks, cooking it up, figuring it out. And I went, oh, Pathfinder's cool, but I don't want to press a life flask. I don't want to cheese it. I want to do it legitimately. And honestly, we crushed it, and we could do more as shown. This wasn't even the max of tanking a Sirus Storm, but it also just shows like what you would actually need to do it and how it actually works. It's most, well, we had a lot of elemental damage reduction, and then we had a lot of chaos res, and we take less chaos damage because of the chest plate, and we take the less physical damage from the chest plate. So pretty much physical is like the scariest thing that I was trying to figure out. So through all of this, we got the 39 less physical damage taken from the chest plate, which actually works on dots, where you would be able to use, you can't use a lightning coil, but you can use Cloak of Phlegm. But the Cloak of Phlegm is a conversion of fizz to fire, so you would still take the damage. Because I have 90 res, so I'm still going to take 10%, where taking less is just less. It's just better. And then, yeah, like I said, and the other sources that were like the strongest was endurance charges, the extra physical damage reduction from the enduring cry. I could also increase its buff duration through the extra warcry stuff. Then, so this was basically through the mastery of the warcry, getting the minimum 10 power without having to have any enemies, because this concept of tanking a Sirus Storm with no enemies, with nothing hitting you, is quite difficult while AFK, not pressing anybody. It's really quite a feat. So pretty proud of it though. It's really sick. And then it's just so much regen, and like you see there, it could be done more. I took out a lot of minion stuff though. Like you wouldn't actually be using this as an actual build. All the cluster, it can't tank the Guardian's Blessing. The Stone Golem dies in seconds. It's really funny. But and like, oh, I had my Anoint and Extra Jewel. Like I had a few stuff that I still could have done if this wasn't enough, but I already did it. So I'm so happy to be able to make the vid and show this off. And yeah, like I say, the endurance charges, the enduring cry was huge with the call to arms. This season, this is new. And then I have all the life regen rate from the glove, 21%, 21%. I have the flat life regen from the helmet. I have all the percent life regen. Like I say, all the mitigation to the physical, the chaos, the elemental. I have the 90 reses. And I actually mitigated dots. And I went Arakalli, not worrying about hits. Where I still think this would be ridiculously tanky to hits if this is tanking a Sirus Storm, just saying. But then it's also not yeah, not really playable. I spent so much to get all that recovery. It's absolutely insane though. Actually insane. Super sick. But yeah, I will be switching back, and it was mostly just to be able to have this as a thing that I actually did and achieved, and it's real, and people could tank a Sirus Storm if they wanted to. And now it also puts a benchmark or breakpoint for people to figure out how they could tank a Sirus Storm, and then maybe even build around it of like you actually do damage and it's playable. I do damage, but I mean my shit should die if I here, I'll show you. I don't think they can tank the Sirus Storm, for as an example. That's how we'll end it. How long can they tank? It's really cool though. So proud. And I did it on a necromancer. But like, yeah, it's the zombies are dying. Look, the chaos golem. Well, either way, thanks for watching my tanking Sirus Storms. Hope you guys did enjoy. 3.24 is pretty crazy. It's pretty insane. Have a great day. We'll see you guys in today's stream or the next video. Thanks for watching, and bye!